And it's hard to go into a real representative democracy overnight. We have that.
Yeah.
America is very naive. We think sometimes when we get rid of a dictator or we do, we intervene, then everything is free. The people will, wake up and it's all sunny and nice and they vote for Deba and their courts but it's not like that. And we've had Iraq was the big example. We helped topple Saddam Hussein and it's just been chaotic and a mess in those countries. So it doesn't immediately happen. But we're very naive culturally. We think the absence of a dictator means that immediately there will be democracy.
But it's still a good start. Yeah, it's just not so.
But they need economic help.
They need the help.
Democracies need infusions. We rebuilt Germany and Japan, and it was called the Marshall Plan. But we understood for Germany to be a strong democracy because we destroyed it in after World War II. And if we had just walked away, like in World War I, that's how Hitler came. We walked away from Germany after World War I and said, figure it out now. You don't, the war's over and you lost. So we had a different plan after World War II. And that was infused millions and millions of dollars rebuilding the economy because we saw far enough ahead that a strong Germany economically, not militarily, would be a benefit to us as a trading partner. And a lot of people complained about this because, America needed money too. And they said, why are we spending millions and millions to rebuild Germany and, Hitler? They were bad guys. But that promotes a new totalitarian state. So we understood. So I think countries that we encourage to be independent need a lot of economic, I'm not saying give money away, but a lot of opportunities to get Western businesses started and companies to develop things there and things along those lines. That's my feeling.
I compare it to a child which grows up in a very authoritarian family and very family where parents always tell you what to do and when to do, and then kid turns 16 and he goes away from home, and for some it can be very difficult when no one supervises you and tells you what to do, and it takes some time to try out things and to fail and to try out again, and not everyone is able to succeed after that, and many people aren't able to perform great in life after being supervised so heavily by parents.
Right.
But there are exceptions, not exceptions, but there are many people who learn to do things by themselves and become great and do great things in life.
Not only authoritarian parents, but very wealthy families who give children a lot of things
for granted.
And money and allowances and things, so that to transition those children to independent lives where they have to earn and develop and get a passion for a vocation, it sometimes becomes difficult. And so good parents with wealthy means oftentimes, say, I'm not going to get you a car. I'm not going to get, you're going to have to.
You have to deserve it.
Or either deserve it or work and save money. And when you're 17, 18, 19, you're not going to just get the keys. And other parents think they're being good parents by, here's the keys to your nice new Lamborghini. But your comparison is incredibly accurate. And I think what I noticed in Eastern Europe from in my experience in Prague, it was generational. People who grew up under the Soviet thing, and they got a lot of socialized, benefits, and things. They actually were advocating for a return or closer relationship. They missed the reliability of a lot of food and things and they were struggling under a capitalistic
democracy or free markets.
Free markets, because the struggle for the things that were given to them in the past. And the younger generation and the urban ones, mostly more educated, said yes, there was you have to struggle to survive, but they would accept that trade-off for the independence to be able to express and to do things. So there was even within the Czech Republic, rural and generational conflict about, certain democracy versus more totalitarian.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I know in Ukraine there were some people, older people, who spent most of their life in the Soviet Union, and it was the world they were used to, and it was hard. And I understand them, because if you are 50 or 60 and you know that your retirement will be, provided for, taken care of, and then suddenly suddenly, you don't have all those benefits you would have, and you're not, in your 20s, and you cannot, maybe start over again and learn and get new skills and get new jobs, and you don't have all of that. And unfortunately, I feel very, very sad for older people in Ukraine because they didn't have those opportunities that younger people do have, and they have to deal with this new reality where you don't have money. You're provided how many, maybe $200 a month per month. What can you buy for this?
But that's where I feel that Western and other countries can help to, not to give money away, but to help develop programs that will do something for populations, because otherwise that foments dissent and a split in the country. And but I found that fascinating because in America, the generations, I told you myself, I feel like I could be 30, 20 or 30, but even when I speak to younger people than myself in their 20s and 30s, and older people in their 70s and 80s, there's a shared thing, and there is social security that young people die. I mean, so we there's this same idea that yes, you get a job, but you save for retirement. But the old and young, it's been the same model more or less, and so we don't have that split. I found it very interesting to see the generational split in Eastern European countries.
Yeah. That's very interesting that you mentioned that, and you don't have a big events in your country that, a war or, a split coming through, then it's easier to understand this, and older and younger understand each other better. Україна.